just I heard on it was on TikTok, but it
Great
seemed
source
like
of information, that.
yeah, I know. That there was um a claim where God was making somebody have an abortion or something.
Like I said, bro, people just don't read. Good lord, bro. All right, this is the last one I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and we can do another one later. Do another random Q&A later. Maybe you can bring a friend. Um, no, I know exactly what they're talking about, and they're not reading. Let me see. Numbers 5. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel. If any man's wife goes astray and breaks faith with him, if a man lies with her sexually, and it is hidden from the eyes of her husband, and she is undetected, though she has defiled herself, and there is no witness against her, since she was not taken in the act, and if the spirit of jealousy comes over him, and he is jealous of his wife who has defiled herself, or if the spirit of jealousy comes over him, and he is jealous of his wife, though she has not defiled herself, then the man shall bring his wife to the priest, and bring the offering required of her, a tenth of an ephah of barley flour. He shall pour no oil on it, and put no frankincense on it, for it is a grain offering of jealousy, a grain offering of remembrance, bringing iniquity to remembrance. And the priest shall bring her near and set her before the Lord. So basically, if, there's no evidence of cheating, but the husband, for whatever reason, is suspicious of adultery, instead of doing what a lot of people would do in the Middle East at that time and just take matters into their own hands, um, God puts a barrier in the way of that. The priest shall take holy water in an earthenware vessel, put some water in a clay jar, and then you take some of the dust that's on the floor of the tabernacle, put it in the water. And the priest shall set the woman before the Lord, and unbind the hair of the woman's head, and place in her hands the grain offering of remembrance, the grain offering of jealousy. And in his hand the priest shall have the water of bitterness that brings the curse. Then the priest shall make her take an oath, saying, If no man has lain with you, and if you have not turned aside to uncleanness while you are under your husband's authority, be free from this water of bitterness that brings the curse. But if you have gone astray, though you're under your husband's authority, and if you have defiled yourself, and yada yada yada, the Lord make you a curse and an oath among your people, when the Lord makes your thigh fall away and your body swell. Make this water that brings the curse pass into your bowels, and make your womb swell and your thigh fall away. And the woman shall say, Amen. And you can go on and, continue reading. It's on the screen for anybody that wants to pause and actually give this a whole read. I'm not hiding anything. I'm just saving time by not reading it. You can pause and read the rest of it if you want to know that what I'm about to say is true. It never mentions a miscarriage here. It never mentions an abortion. It never mentions a child. What's talked about is the woman's thigh, the woman's womb. It's, it's Hebrew, so, but it's a fertility curse. If you have cheated on your husband and you still drink this instead of just coming clean and confessing, then you're drinking a curse upon yourself, and your womb's going to swell, you're not going to be fertile. You won't be able to have children. It's not that if you were adulterous and you conceived a child, then the Lord is going to murder that child. That's not what that means. And people argue that, but the fact of the matter is, the Jews, all throughout ancient time, as long as they had a temple, um, if a woman was pregnant, then obviously you're not going to make her take this test. For one very logical reason, but we know from history, like you can read the Jewish sources. The Jews did not do this to women that were pregnant. One, to protect the baby, and two, because the entire purpose of this test is to reveal hidden adultery. But if I can visually see that the woman is pregnant, I don't need to do Numbers 5. I know you cheated because I can see the belly.
Right.
Right? So it's like, if I know the woman's pregnant and I also know I hadn't slept with her, then yeah, you cheated. I don't need to go to the priest. I don't need to make you drink the bitter waters of Numbers 5. I can see that you cheated. So
Right.
yeah, No, people just don't read. That's really what that's literally what it comes down to. People don't read. That's it. That's it. But, Christians don't read either, which is and it makes them susceptible to arguments like this. Like, like it's one of those questions where I'm always glad to answer it, but it's the kind of question that reveals that you don't read the Bible.
Right.
So that would be my loving course correction to you as a brother and a friend. Read the Bible more frequently. Read more of it more frequently. So that way you know the stories and you just know off the top of your head when people are leaving important information out.
Right. Context is key.
Context is key, not just in the Bible, in everything. Everything needs you can't understand a single thing in life without context. There's nothing in life you can understand without context of some kind. You need some level of context to understand anything, right? If I show you a letter A, if you don't have the context of the English alphabet, you don't know what you're looking at. Yeah, So yeah, I'm gonna get it in. All you got to do is read.
And this has been the Foreign Saints podcast.
Hey, there
And you
you
can
go.
find him on TikTok at Saint K _ 116.
That's Foreign Saint K _ 116. I've also got an email address too now. The Foreign Saints podcast at gmail.com. If you want to have a Q&A like this about whatever, I'll do the best I can. I think I did pretty good with this one. This one was just spontaneous. We literally were just having a conversation, and I was like, nope, this is starting to get interesting. Just hit record and let's keep talking. So, but yeah, man, just read the Bible. Just read the Bible. Read the Old Testament and see how much mercy of God in the Old Testament goes unnoticed.